My name's Alan. I made this video as part of a series I'm putting together for the Athens, Clarke County, Georgia's Mayor and Commission in regards to our city's response to its LGBTQ citizens like myself. It's the beginning of June, or Pride Month. Pride is based on the annual parade in remembrance of when in 1969 the LGBTQ Stonewall Inn in New York was raided by the police and queer people in the area decided that enough was enough and ensued a 3-day violent anti-police protest. June's also the month that, in 1973, someone blocked the doors to the gay bar, the Upstairs Lounge in New Orleans, and set the place on fire, roasting 32 gay men to death. And that brings us to more current times. It's also the month when a man opened fire on the patrons at Pulse nightclub, killing 49 young men and women and wounding another 53. June also saw the striking down of the Defense of Marriage Act in 2013, and in 2015, gay marriage became the law of the land. That was a little late for me, however, since on June 10th, 3 years earlier, my previous partner, Michael, one of the kindest, gentlest, smartest guys on the planet, decided he was tired of all the discrimination, hardship, violence, and rejection that still comes along with being gay, tied a plastic bag over his head, and ended his life. Y'all created a diversity and inclusion officer position 2 years back, which I hope is being held accountable for doing something. But all I can recall y'all talking about LGBTQ since is putting in a rainbow crosswalk that the LGBTQ community asked for. But I don't hear you linking it to anything else of substance anymore, like a non-discrimination ordinance. It's budget time, but I haven't heard you talk about putting any money into supporting the LGBTQ community, Live Forward, Pride, the Athens Queer Collective, etc. As y'all on the commission now know, every year in March, one of the most prominent LGBTQ plus advocacy groups, the Human Rights Campaign, or HRC, sends a certified letter to the mayor and city manager letting them know that they will be searching through whatever publicly available information they can find to rate cities on a scale of 1 to 100 on where the city seems to stand on their policies, ordinances, and inclusivity initiatives for their local LGBT community based on the standards for credit included in the letter and published on their website. There's really no surprise to this. In June, they tally their findings and send their scorecard to the mayor and city manager, allowing them to review it, make comments, ask questions, submit additional information, etc. And 6 weeks later, most of which y'all will be kind of taking off this year, finalize and publish their results. Last year, Athens got a whopping 29 out of 100. At least that's up from our score of 19 back in 2016, I guess. I went to grad school at Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana, a colder carbon copy of Athens, just substitute John Mellencamp for REM. It's a small liberal college town in a heavily Republican state. Think Mike Pence and Dan Quayle. This year, Bloomington will most likely be celebrating their 7th consecutive year with a perfect 100 out of 100 score. LGBTQ people, like myself, see surveys like this and factor in this information in determining where they want to live, go to school, and vacation. If I saw our HRC information before I chose to move to Athens, I might not have. This is quantitative data. The index rates cities on 5 sets of criteria. Our local non-discrimination laws, where last year we got a 0 out of 30. How our local government works with its employees and contractors, where we did better and got a 14 out of 28. How our city ensures LGBTQ constituents are included in city services and programs, 5 out of 12. Which should improve this year now that we have a diversity and inclusion officer. How our local law enforcement engages with the LGBTQ community, surprise, 0 out of 22. And how our city's leadership, y'all, commits to fully including the LGBTQ community and advocates for full equality, 5 out of 8. If these scores are wrong, we need to make them right. And if they're right, we need to make them wrong. For the most part, it's y'all on the commission that determine these. You control this. It's not about what our state and federal government does. It's about what you do. If nothing else, please form a committee to learn more. And for those of you not on the commission that are watching this and want to get involved, join us by emailing StillStandingAthens@gmail.com.